Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the NBA action that's been going on the last few nights. You know what's been going on, my opinion, my takes, and so let's get right into it. So the Golden State Warriors a couple nights ago came to Miami to play against the Miami Heat, and Dwayne Wade led the Heat with 25 points off the bench. KD, Steph, and Clay combined for 90 points between the three of them. 90 points between the three of them. The Heat ended up winning 126-125. If you don't know, for those of you that don't know, I don't know where you've been, but Dwayne Wade hit one of the most incredible, unbelievable shots I've ever seen in my life. Not just shots in general, but the fact that it was at the buzzer and it was a game winner against the two-time defending champs. It's his last season. The difficulty of the shot, all of that combined was just unbelievable. Hit it off 1 foot, fading away, banks it in off the glass from the top of the key. I mean, everything about it was just ridiculous and unbelievable. Caps off a great night, caps off a great win, a much needed win for the Heat, getting one at home, snapping a 6-game home losing streak. Getting it against a team like Golden State was also very big for them. So the whole situation was it was a great start. It was a great game. It was a great win, especially coming off the loss that they had a few nights prior to that at home again against the Phoenix Suns, who at that time only had 11 wins. They came into Miami and they beat the Heat. So to come off of a loss like that, to then beat arguably the best team ever in Golden State, and you beat them the way you did, was a great win for the team. It was a great win, you know, as a whole, as an organization, to move forward past that. But then they come out last night. They go to Houston. They play in Houston against the Rockets, and the Heat controlled most of that game. They were at one point they were up by 21 points. They had a big lead, obviously, and then fourth quarter came around and they kind of lost it. James Harden had 58 points, led the way, which in the end was a little too much for Miami to handle, as they lost 121-118. Goran Dragic led the way with 21 points, but I think that was a game that they should have won. They were up by 21 at one point. They had a chance at the end of the game to hit another shot to send it to overtime. I don't know why. Dion Waiters took that shot, fadeaway three-pointer that wasn't even close. And then the Rockets just ran out the clock when they got the rebound, and ultimately they ended up losing that game. So, you know, from one great game play against Golden State, they played a great game against Houston. They couldn't close it out. So now they got to look past that, move on to the next one, and keep riding those games against those two good teams. They got to ride those two games and get another W in their next game. LeBron James also had a nice game a couple nights ago. On the same night that the Heat beat the Warriors, LeBron and the Lakers played host to the New Orleans Pelicans, which was also a very good game. Towards the end, LeBron sort of had his playoff intensity moment, playing some lockdown defense on Drew Holiday, draws a turnover, leads to his fadeaway three-pointer from the corner, which pretty much iced that game with 30. I believe it was 30 seconds left. They were up by 6. Pretty much iced that game. So they got their nice win, and tonight they play against, in my opinion, the hottest team in the NBA right now, the Milwaukee Bucks. So they got to ride that one game just like Miami did. Got to ride those games and keep pushing to sneak back into the playoff race, at least into the A seed, maybe even higher. Then we'll go back over to the East to the Boston Celtics, who have been a bit of a shock to myself and I'm sure to many others. They're currently on a 4-game losing streak. They lost in their last game against the Portland Trail Blazers. They are in a bit of a slump, I would say. I mean, that's a team that I expected, as well as I'm sure many others expected them to represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals, being that LeBron left the East to join the Lakers out in the West. The Cavs obviously are no longer a team that anybody fears or anybody expects to be in the finals without LeBron. So team Boston was a team that a lot of people expected to, make it far into the playoffs, potentially make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and really give Golden State a run for their money in the NBA Finals. And that's expecting that Golden State obviously makes it, which also a lot of people sort of assume. But Boston was a team that everybody expected to give, a team like Golden State in the finals a run for their money and potentially even win it. But, like I said, they're on a 4-game losing streak. They don't exactly look like they're playing together as a team. Like I said before, they're pointing fingers, they're blaming each other, they're not taking accountability. A lot of guys seem like they're calling each other out. I think Marcus Smart a couple nights ago said, we're not playing together as a team. Nobody's really playing well. So, they're kind of calling each other out. You got guys, arguing on the sidelines. Kyrie is arguing with guys on the sidelines. There's a lot going on within the locker room, within themselves, off the court as well. That's sort of, pulling them apart, I guess, in a sense. So they gotta pull it back together, regroup, figure out what works, what doesn't work, and make it work, because you want to go into the playoffs on a bit with a little bit of momentum. And I expect Boston to be in the playoffs, whether it's a number 1 seed or a number 8 seed, which I don't think is going to happen. But I do expect them to be in the playoffs. So they got to figure out going into the playoffs what's going on and how to work through what their problems that they're having now. They got to make it work. They got to get through it, because when you go into the playoffs and things aren't working out the way you wanted it to, and you're not hitting full stride, and you don't have any momentum, you're going to get bounced in the first round pretty quickly. So they got to figure that out if they want to make any sort of push to make it through the playoffs. If they want to make it to the finals, if they want to beat a team out from the Western Conference in the finals, they got to figure all that out and sort of come together as a team, like I said before, and find ways to win games late in the games, be contending in games, and get right back into the win column. Starting tonight, obviously they play the Washington Wizards, so it starts tonight, trying to figure out how to get back into the win column, back on track towards the playoffs. Last but not least, we have the Philadelphia 76ers last night beating the Oklahoma City Thunder 108-104, led by Tobias Harris's 32 points for Philadelphia, and Russell Westbrook leading the way for Oklahoma City with his 25th triple-double of the season. This is his 3rd season with 25 or more triple-doubles in his season, tying Oscar Robertson as the only other player to have that in NBA history, which is very impressive, incredible feat in itself. So good on him. But it wasn't enough to beat the Sixers, who, in my opinion, is a team that I'm excited to watch throughout the rest of the regular season, as well as the playoffs, and to see how far they can actually go with, in my opinion, the second best starting 5 in the NBA behind Golden State. So I'm excited to see how well that team plays in the rest of the regular season, as well as the Eastern Conference playoffs, potentially even the NBA Finals. So I'm excited to watch that. I'm excited to watch the rest of them play, as I am obviously the rest of the other teams. But I think Philadelphia, to see how Tobias Harris fits in with all of those guys, is very interesting, and something that I'm looking forward to watching and keeping a close eye on for the rest of the regular season. Thanks guys for watching this little NBA recap video of some of the games from the last few nights. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you at the next video. Peace.